So I was actually playing around with ChatGPT when it comes to real estate, in targeting areas, in targeting different areas for wholesaling, buy and hold, or fix and flip. And so anything you do with ChatGPT, as you might know, you have to dig deep, right? So you might do it and you need to refine it. But I came out with some good prompts. So for example, I was asking, what are the top areas to wholesale right now where the properties go for at or below asking price? Sellers seem willing to negotiate, and there is a good demand from rehabber and landlords. Okay, and it gave me some areas. Now, when you get those areas, though, I will still go and double check with the sources that we told you about, like with the NAR website, with Zillow and so forth, right? But at least it'll give you a starting point. Now, if you do have an area in mind, you can say, okay, so for example, if you are doing an area like Houston, which is a big area, then you can dive deep and you can say, what specific zip codes within Houston's, right? So, or you can say, what are rehabbers and landlords actively buying property where rehabbers and landlords are actively buying properties in Houston. And then also, you can also specify with the zip codes. You can say what zip codes in Houston are rehabbers buying, okay? And then you can refine with criteria. I'm looking for mid to lower income areas or properties or so forth. So you can really kind of specify, and I'm gonna actually give you some PDFs with prompts, okay? Or you can say, what are the top zip codes for wholesaling in Houston based on investor activity and home prices? Now, you can also do this for rentals. So, for example, you can say, which cities have high rental yields, low vacancies, and are landlord friendly based on laws and regulations. Okay. You can also ask, which US cities have the best rent to price ratio for investors. So let's say that you're looking for more cash flow per month, or you're looking for more appreciation over time. So you can ask which cities have a better potential for appreciation that are good rentals with cash flow right now over the next 10 years. And I even went in as far as, okay, I want $250 per door as a rental. What cities can give me good appreciation potential and still give me $250 per door after all expenses every month? Okay, so you can really play around and get very specific. And then take this data, though, and cross-reference everything with the other sources we tell you about. But this is something to help you maybe pinpoint the data. And it honestly is really good. I've double-checked a lot of this stuff. For fix and flips. Help me find the best cities for profitable fix and flips in 2025. Which US cities have strong demand for flipped homes and rising home prices? This is very important right now because we've seen a decline in several cities, but there are cities the prices have been going up. Then also you can ask which cities have the best profit margins for fix and flips and low renovation costs. Okay. So that's some ideas, and I'm going to put the prompts. I'm creating a PDF with 3 or 4 pages, kind of give you the best prompts to ask for wholesaling, buy and hold, and fix and flip. And then you can take each strategy and kind of playing around with it. And then once you feel like, oh, okay, seems like the city will be good for wholesaling, and you can it'll give you a list. And then when you say, okay, it seems like these will be good areas, then I do want you to cross-reference with Zillow and NAR. But this is a starting point for some of you that maybe are still not really clear which areas to go, or you're having second thoughts in an area. So if you do have an area already in mind, you can ask that, is Louisville, Kentucky still a good area for wholesaling based on high demand, sellers willing to negotiate, right? And low days on the market. And they will tell you. So that's a good way for you to do some cross-reference. So I've been playing around with it a lot the last few days. So, and it seems pretty good. I would say about 75 to 80% accuracy, but then I would definitely cross-reference with the other sources that we teach you. Does it make sense? Any questions? Does anybody try to do this yet?
AI is still new to a lot of them.
Okay, try it. You know ChatGPT, right? Okay, everybody knows. Okay, so try it. It's a pretty fun, and I will give you guys probably by tomorrow. I'm putting together a PDF that will give you all the best prompts depending on the strategy to kind of narrow down into that and choosing an area. So I think this is a tool that because with ChatGPT they pick up from various sources, so you know they compile the information based on a lot of different sources. So again, and they will give you also the pros and cons of each area. So like, for example, for Detroit, they will say, oh, there has been a lot of positive movement as far as rehabilitating the city. However, they suggest the suburbs of Detroit, which is, I agree. So, you know, they will give you different little information that could help you as well. So I think it's something that is really a helpful tool to help you hone down, especially when you have a big city like Houston, like I say, or any other big city where you really need to be more specific on the zip codes, right? Because Atlanta, Houston, Chicago, they're huge. So how do you hone down on the actual zip codes that might be good for certain strategies? So sometimes NAR Realtor gives you more of a bird's eye view of a city. So they take the stats with all the different areas, right? They take the good and the bad and they come up with an average. So instead of doing it this way, you can be more specific into the different areas and zip codes for a city. So I think that's where I saw the real value in doing it this way. And then I go on Zillow and double check to see for those zip codes what is really going on. And that's really, honestly, if you do it this way, it becomes pretty accurate. Okay. Any questions? Great. Okay. So look for the PDF. It will be uploaded in the group, and then I'm going to also put it in the training on the website. Okay. The data points again for wholesaling was where the properties, the sellers is asking for, seems like there is plenty of inventory. The seller's willing to negotiate and property go for less than asking price and fairly low days on the market. Hold on, let me see the actual question I ask here. Okay, I'm gonna copy and paste the question here, and it's gonna be also on the PDF I share with you. Okay, so this is actually question I posted when I was doing the research. It's on great. So what are the top areas to wholesale right now where the properties go for at or below asking price? Sellers seem willing to negotiate, and there is a good demand from rehabbers and landlords. Okay.
All right, ladies, we have to jump off. We have a meeting right at 2, but I hope today was helpful. Just a reminder next for those of you that came in late. Next week, Maria's going to be hosting. Laura and I will be gone. So Maria's going to be hosting office hours, but as you know, Maria's great. You're in great hands. Mindset to Millions was canceled. It's the only call that was canceled for next week with us being gone, but I am dropping a video at 11 o'clock in the Facebook group in place of it instead of just totally canceling it. I recorded it yesterday, so if you see me in the same outfit, that's why that I was wearing yesterday. But I went ahead and recorded it so you didn't get like it just wasn't completely canceled because I believe mindset needs to be consistent. So that will drop at 11 o'clock in the Facebook group, but that's the only call that's canceled, and that's because I don't know where I'll be and if I'll have service, so I didn't want to risk it. All right, ladies, we will see you tonight for Deal Workshop. Bye, everyone.
Buddy.